Alright, everybody. Next anniversary is already kinda close. Literally one more Bounty Fest banner, and we're already gonna get our next EX, the first EX. Technically, this EX isn't part of this anniversary celebration, the .5 anniversary, but, you know, the second an EX comes, it's pretty much the start of an anniversary to me, so, they call it, like, the surprise EX, whatever, but so, we are going to talk about possibilities to come for this anniversary. I mean, there's a few, but, of course, we'll start off cross-skilled. I think mostly it would be, of course, a switching Mihawk, or, Mihawk and Crocodile, I think would make the most sense. And then, I'll get to it in a second, but either Buggy being a hold skill, you know, kind of like at Gear 5's counter, you have Kuzan's Pheasant Bird, something like that. Maybe Buggy pops out or something like that. Something happens. He becomes a shield. He doesn't attack. Anything like that could happen. Or they could make him, you know how like Garp came out and then Kobe came out as a standalone Bounty Fest? They could also do that. Maybe Buggy standalone Bounty Fest right after Mihawk and Crocodile or right before. Possible also, but I think him being in the hold skill would be a better choice in my opinion, or at least in attack or something. But yeah, cross-skilled Mihawk and Crocodile switching, so I want to say they would probably be a dual attacker, just like Yamato and Ace, but we already got a dual attacker. I was gonna also say a dual runner, but we already got a dual runner, so defender, maybe? I mean, I don't know how much I would like someone like Mihawk being a defender. Crocodile would be fine. I mean, he has his Senfu. He can summon Dust Storm, stuff like that. And it would be a perfect defender ability. He could summon them on other treasures, anything like that. A perfect defender, but for Mihawk, I'm not sure. I would like him to be attacker, but has there ever been a dual character who wasn't both the same type? I need to think. So we had the first dual character, switching character, which was Law and Kid. Second was Yamato and Ace, and Lucci, technically, I guess he does switch typing, Lucci, but it's a transformation more. I mean, it's the same ability, literally hold skill to switch it or transform, instead of hold skill to switch characters. So it is possible they could be different, but I don't know. It's from the past two. I don't know if I'm forgetting someone. I hope I'm not forgetting someone. From the past two EX's dual characters, they of course have been both the same element and worked pretty good together. So I don't know if they're gonna do that. Mihawk, I can't really see being a runner. Crocodile, of course, he already has a runner or two in the game. He also has a defender. Mihawk has a defender attacker. So I'm not 100% sure what they'll do. I mean, like, it's not impossible for Mihawk to be, you know, a defender. Like, he definitely has abilities that could make him a decent defender, but I would prefer him to be attacker, I think, and then Crocodile, say, be defender or runner. Of course, his Senfu, he's pretty fast. He could summon, like I said, Dust Storms on the treasures, whatever it might be. But, yeah, hopefully they're not the same type when they come. Same element, I mean. Or class, sorry, yeah, class, I mean. Hopefully they're both different. Mihawk, attacker, Crocodile, defender, slash runner, whatever. Or, I mean, could he be all three types? No, I don't think he's going to be all three types, but yeah, he is the first EX. So I have a few choices for this. Of course, the order of the first and second EX can be switched. It doesn't really matter who they release. The most important character, of course, the most hyped usually, is the main EX. So, of course, Cross-Skilled is pretty hyped, but I don't think they're main EX worthy. So, we'll see though. So, the next possibility, of course, like I said, this could be the first EX or the second EX. It doesn't really matter where you put either of these four characters I have here. So next, of course, Kizaru, pretty obvious. He's about to, I mean, literally One Piece is coming back in 2 days from when I'm making this. And the fight with Luffy literally starts almost instantaneously. I mean, maybe 3 or 4 episodes in at most, and already Luffy versus Kizaru is happening. So it's not far at all. Kizaru versus Luffy. So him being the first slash second EX would make sense. Of course, I put Cross-Skilled as first EX possibly, because, I mean, Garp was honestly one of the most hyped characters that everyone wanted, EX Garp, you know. And they only made him the first EX, not even the main EX, so... Cross-Skilled, of course, another hype character. Good first EX, and they go a little mild second EX, you know, Kizaru. Of course, Kizaru I've been wanting in the game. He's my favorite admiral. A good version of him, of course. But, you know, maybe he will probably be the least hype out of all these characters overall, so we'll see. But yeah, Kizaru second slash first EX coming out. Kizaru being a runner, obviously. I mean... No way there's only one Kizaru in the game, right? Yeah, there's only one Kizaru in the game, so... of course, that one is runner, but, you know, it's not impossible. I mean, we got 2 back-to-back attacker Shirios. We got 2 back-to-back attacker Shankses. So, it's not impossible Kizaru could be runner again. Of course, that's the obvious choice. I mean... his Devil Fruit wouldn't be horrible for defending. Summon light beams on the treasure, something like that. He could teleport probably from treasure to treasure. I probably see him having a skill like Lucci, where he can, you know, hold his skill and then he can basically just teleport on top of whoever. Maybe he does a, you know, Sacred Jewel attack where he just summons a lot of light beams or something like that. Probably that's what they'll probably do with him if he's runner, of course. It would make the most sense. And then... I mean, so he does, I mean, I guess, small spoilers, it's just a move, but in the manga, he does an attack where he summons light clones of himself. I mean, there's a few characters that could be coming up in the, whatever, anime that could probably get some clone type skill. So, I think Kizaru having a clone, like, whatever, clone ability would be cool. You know, they just act like AI, they all split up. Of course, it swaps you or something, so the enemy doesn't know exactly which one you are. And, you know, it just distracts the enemy. And these clones can grab treasures, let's just say. They'll act just like NPC bots, whatever. They can grab treasures, but they can be one-shotted, of course. That would be way too OP if they were just actual characters. But it would be OP because you would be distracting pretty much the whole enemy team. They don't know which one is you. Maybe it summons 4 light clones and each of them go in a different direction. And then you can choose where to go and hope that, of course, the enemy could guess the one you are pretty easily. But, you know, make that the invincible skill so they can't just, you know, cancel you out of making his clones would be nice, of course. Because, I mean, yeah, if he has a teleporting skill... that wouldn't be his invincible skill, so yeah. That'd be a perfect skill one for him, I think. And a unique, cool skill to add to the game, I would say. Alright, next, so I think Kizaru is going to be either the first or second EX, guaranteed. The other 3 characters, like Cross-Skilled, and the next character, and then the next character I'm going to show, are probably going to be one of the EXs, just... less unlike I don't know which one will be the EX, but I can almost guarantee Kizaru will probably be an EX in this celebration. I mean, if they make him Bounty Fest, people are gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad. They better not make him Bounty Fest, but we'll see. Alright, so next, of course, Gear 5. Gear 5, of course, is gonna fight Kizaru. He already fought Lucci. We have not gotten Egghead Gear 5. I know people literally... we are gonna get so many Gear 5s. Every single, whatever, arc Luffy goes Gear 5, they're gonna make an EX out of it. 100% guarantee. No matter how many EX Gear 5 Luffys they have to make, until Luffy either gets a new form or something else, every single Gear 5 from now till the end, unless if he gets another transformation, will probably be EX. And, I mean, already, you know, Egghead ended in the manga, and of course the next arc started, and guess what, he goes Gear 5 in that arc too, so we already got 2 Gear 5 Luffys to look forward to eventually. Of course, the next arc of One Piece won't get animated till at least a year and a half, I think, minimum. Probably longer than that. I don't know if they fix the pacing with the, you know, 6-month break, but we'll see when it comes back out. But yeah, Gear 5 Luffy, an obvious choice. Kizaru Luffy, and then you know, the main EX would be perfect. Now, Luffy will probably be exactly like V1, where he has every single typing, every single class, defender, attacker, and runner. I would assume that's gonna, from now, be a Gear 5 only ability, or at least just an exclusive ability very few characters get, being every single class. So, we'll see how they do that. So of course she'll have. Yeah, I won't spoil his moves, but you know he'll have some cool skills coming up. And you know, Gear 5 V1 Luffy, honestly, to me, was probably the most useless EX in his own meta on release. Main EX on his release. Like Gear 5 was definitely good, but they decided to make Opbr not even a month after his release, and Opbr, like, Gear 5 Luffy just got one shot no matter what you did. Opbr just destroyed him so hard. And then, of course, he already had people like Kid and Law who could semi-counter him. Of course, Gear 5, a good Gear 5 would probably win against a good Law and Kid player, but, you know, Gear 5 just was not crazy. And then finally, when Opbr got out of the meta, Gear 5 became a little better. You know, he wasn't built bad, it's just his counter was so stupidly broken against him, it wasn't even fair. And yeah, Gear 5 unfortunately does not have a crazy, you know, I mean, he was one of the most hyped characters, and yeah, he was not too crazy. So yeah, Gear 5 as the second / first DX, probably the second. Kizaru first, Gear 5 second, you know. But also, like I said, this isn't confirmed, but Gear 5 Luffy could easily come next anniversary instead. You know, I mean, I really do want a good Gear 5 Luffy, but do I want him to be main EX again? I really don't think I would want another main EX Gear 5 Luffy, at least not now. I want that spot for other characters, so. Alright, one more character we have to talk about before we talk about the main EX, so. This is spoilers for the manga, so I mean, I'd click off, or skip till, I don't know what time it will be, but, skip, for a little bit ahead. So the next character we're gonna talk about is, of course, Saturn, the Gorosei member. He appears right after Luffy and Kizaru's fight, pretty much instantly after Luffy and Kizaru's fight. I think it might be a little too early to add Saturn. Just a little bit. Of course, I could be wrong, but yeah, I think it's just a little too early to add Saturn still. I think he deserves main EX. Saturn 100% deserves main EX. I mean, they're gonna give the Gorosei some broken, stupidly OP mechanic or something like that. 100%. But, I mean, I am a big fan of the Elders, so that might be a little biased, but yeah, I want Saturn to be main EX 100%. Yeah, 100%. Which in this celebration I don't think is possible, but like I said, they're gonna be very close to when he gets animated and when the anniversary second EX / third EX comes out. Very close. They've done it in the past, you know. Kamsari Shanks happened, and then he came to the game not even a month later. I don't know the exact time, but I mean, the anime aired, whatever. So Bandai clearly makes characters ahead of time. It's very possible. I mean, he could literally come out the day his episode airs or something like that. And he does not hold back the second he airs. Of course, he pretty much comes out in his hybrid form instantly. And how they'll do this, I really hope they make him like Lucci, where he's just in his base, probably human form, then he can transform into his hybrid, would be great to me. I think Saturn would be a perfect defender. He could be defender into defender, or, I mean, how would they do that? I mean, if he's a transforming, I assume they're gonna let him switch types, just like Lucci. So, how would they do that? His human form, I'm saying. Maybe they just make him straight up hybrid form Saturn, because, I mean, he's never fought in his human form, I don't think. All he does is sit there. Of course, they could make something out of that, you know, he could whack him with his cane, something like that, but if they really wanted to. So, I mean, just base hybrid Saturn would be cool. I think a transforming character would be cooler, though. Of course, he does have his full beast form, but that won't be animated till a little bit later, so we won't see that until after anniversary. Of course, it's not. I don't think it's that big of a deal if OPBR releases him, you know, like that before the episode actually airs. I mean, we already know what his hybrid looks like, so, you know, just beef that up a bit. So, Saturn, not sure how he's gonna work, but I think he's gonna have a stupid mechanic only for the elders. And maybe like Emo or something. I really think Emo could become EX 100% already, just from what we know. I mean, they have a voice actor. He's done 2-3 skills, which I think is more than enough. Of course, I think a silhouette's just fine. I don't think we need to, you know, see his full face, her whole face, whatever he looks like. To make him an EX. The silhouette's fine with me if they just make it. I mean, is it a silhouette? No, it's not a silhouette. Yeah, never mind. It's not a silhouette. He just wears black clothes, so, I mean, technically, yeah, we have its full reveal. His voice, everything, so. But if Emo comes, I guarantee Emo's gonna be, you know, 100% main EX, right? I mean, they could do something like Saturn first EX, St. Ethan second EX, and then Emu main EX, you know, Elder anniversary. I would not mind that. That would be crazy good. So we'll see, but finally, let's talk about the main EX, of course. Blackbeard Pirates have came to the game finally, or updated versions. I like how they released the only 2 Blackbeard Pirates in the game and gave them version 2s before any other Blackbeard Pirates. I mean, they got their version 2 before Blackbeard, and they came out like years after Blackbeard came out, so kind of funny. But yeah, Blackbeard, I think, is gonna finally come, you know. I mean, everyone's been saying that since the beginning of time, and, you know, we've always been wrong, but like I said, the second they start dropping Blackbeard Pirates, or the second they drop Blackbeard V2, we'll get one or the other. So I really think Blackbeard's finally coming. Next Bounty Fest banner could possibly be another dual Blackbeard pirate. You know, Katharina Devon and Vasco Shot. Katharina Devon and yeah, I think Katharina Devon probably and Vasco Shot would be a good Bounty Fest duo, because they were the 2 who accompanied Blackbeard when he attacked Boa's island. So they could be a dual Bounty Fest together. Now, how are they going to do Katharina Devon? I don't know. Will they just make her a boring base character? Maybe. Will they give her a cool ability where she can disguise herself as the enemy? Possibly. I hope that's the case, but we'll see. But yeah, Blackbeard, the most anticipated EX probably for most people at the moment. And yet he's not in the game after, I mean, his version 1 came out first anniversary, so 5 years it's already been. A little over 5 years. And yeah, I mean, honestly, of course, Blackbeard is probably one of the most hyped characters and most wanted characters, like I said. That if they really wanted to, they could have just started with Blackbeard V2 from Marineford. You know, have both Quake Quake and Dark Dark. Of course, it does make sense they split it up to give more hype, but come on. It's been 6 years, and yet no Blackbeard. I mean, at this point, he's going to be the 10th anniversary EX. If he doesn't come. I mean, I think there were many perfect slots to fit Blackbeard in, and yet they've never done it, so I don't know what they're doing. Like I said also a while ago in another video, people saying, you know, oh, they're waiting for Blackbeard's big moment. Like, I'm sorry to say this, but the manga's 2 years ahead of the anime, and Blackbeard does absolutely nothing else ever since Law versus Blackbeard fight. So if you really want that, I mean, we're not only going to have to wait 2 years for the anime to catch up to the current manga at this very moment, but then we have to wait till Blackbeard makes a move in the manga, which who knows, that will probably be after the current arc in the manga, you know. So, yeah, it doesn't make sense. Blackbeard V2 has to come, because, you know, like I said, are we really going to wait 2 years just to catch up to the manga? And yeah, Blackbeard has not done anything yet. So, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. No way. Alright, finally, so after the main EX, usually we get buffs. I think it's possible we get buffs before the anniversary and after the anniversary, you know, like they did with, Roger. So we got Roger's buff, you know, and then 3 months later, before the anniversary, we got Kaido and Yamato's buff. I think they could do something like that again. So maybe these characters will come then instead of here, and these will be different characters. We should still get buffs after the main EX, 100%. But I'm just saying some of these characters could come a little earlier, and then of course the ones after the EX would have to be replaced. So I think there's a possibility Ulti is a very wanted Bounty Fest buff. Josu, he's cool. I would assume people would want him to. I mean, when he's in Diamond State, I think he's the tankiest character in the game, right? But, I mean, usually they don't really buff, you know, 2 major Bounty Fests. Usually it's 1 major Bounty Fest. I mean, it depends on how many characters they buff. Sometimes they buff 3, sometimes they buff 4, sometimes they buff 6, 7. It's different every time. But lately they've been not buffing too many at a time. I mean, we got Roger's buff, right? Roger and then whoever 2 characters came with him. And then we got Kaido and Yamato's buff, which I think was 4 characters. So it seems they're doing 3 and 4, something like that. So I wouldn't expect anything huge. You know, I don't think we're getting 6, 7 buffs anymore. I think they're just going to split it up and, you know, split the buffs up, which is fine. Usually we would just get 7 straight up. Before when they did buffs, it'd be 6 months, 6 buffs, 7 buffs, whatever. 6 months, 6 buffs, 7 buffs. But now it seems they split it up. They divided it. 3 buffs here, 4 buffs here. And that's of course better because, I mean, more content split up. So overall a good change. But Z and Odin, I mean, are they really going to skip Odin for the, what? Odin came out. Roger got his buff. Akainu got his buff. Kaido, Yamato got their buff. 4 characters past Odin, and they already got their buff. I mean, you could add Blue Luffy here, maybe, replace Z, but in my opinion, right now, Z is probably the worst EX in the game, overall. Because, I mean, yeah, even Blue Luffy is usable, but Z, he has to be on the front lines. Everyone removes his status effect. I mean, he just gets cooked so easily. I'm not saying you can't be a really good player and play Z, but I'm just saying overall, he's probably the worst EX in the game currently. And then Odin, you know, he's one of the worst EX in the game. Definitely not the worst. Like I said, you can just rat with him. And then, you know, when runners are way more easier to play than, you know, defenders slash attackers. Like I said, again, he's a rat. Just rat your way away. Of course, sometimes you get really good team and you can't rat your way. But overall, he is probably more useful. And he's still pretty tanky, I'd say. His invincible skill's pretty nice. His teleporting skill pretty nice. Overall, he's good. For Z's buff, I think I actually don't think they'll do this, but I think they should do this. So Z's buff, give him gauges, just like Garp, just like Shiryu. Give him gauges so he can just use his nuke whenever he wants. That'd be a great buff for Z, but I don't think they would change something that major. I could be wrong. Maybe they will change something that major. I hope they change something that major. But I don't think they will edit his traits like that. But alright, and then finally, so last whatever we got. So we got Blackbeard as the main EX. We got the buffs, and then after the buffs usually comes a Bounty Fest banner that counters the main EX somewhat. I mean, of course, we got last anniversary Ichiji, Niji, and Yonji. Yonji countered Sabo. Ichiji countered Akainu / Garp. And then, what's the other one? I don't even know. Blue Sanji countered Garp, or Kuzan, sorry. And then, of course, we also got Shiryu and Burgess. Burgess, of course, countering Sabo. And then Shiryu more countering Kuzan. Of course, he could counter Sabo too, but, you know. Overall, he probably is a better Kuzan counter, but so the Bounty Fest banners, I think it's gonna be Law and Beppo or Law and Boa. So, of course, like I said, Sabo defeated Burgess pretty easily, right? And he still counters Sabo, which is funny. So Sabo beats Burgess in Dressrosa, but V2 Burgess counters Sabo. So, you know, it doesn't have to make sense. I know Blackbeard defeated Law. Blackbeard technically defeated Boa, but it doesn't need to make sense. They just need to be related in some way normally. So I think Law and Boa would be perfect counters. Of course, like I said, you could add Beppo and Law instead, I don't know if they're gonna make that Boa Bounty Fest. I think he would be a perfect step up. Not to say he doesn't deserve Bounty Fest, he definitely does, but I think I would rather have a Boa. But also, I think Boa could easily get EX. 100% EX. Boa would, yeah, I mean, her clone got an EX, so if they don't give her an EX, that'd be pretty stupid. So, you know, I mean, I really think Kizu's coming, but could they do Boa cross-skilled and then Blackbeard? Possible. We have no clue, but yeah, that is that everything? I think that's about everything I wanted to say, so yeah, first EX coming out soon. Will it be Kizu? Will it be cross-skilled? Will it be someone else? Gear 5? Whatever. Whoever else it might be, who knows, but I mean, I really think Blackbeard is going to be the main EX, finally, for this celebration.